Alrighty, welcome back to the character creation screen about a game that is just ginormous. I still have no idea what kind of class I want. I mean, look at this. This is ridiculous. This is beyond ridiculous. There are war priests. What? War priest? What the heck? War priests apply both cold weapons and a vast array of sacred spells. They are effective in both offense and defense. Can heal and empower allies and have an ability to channel energy to heal or damage multiple targets. I mean, what? Champion of the Faith. Crusaders. Ooh, cult leader, disenchant, feral champion. Proclaimer, shield bearer. Skald. Oh, hello there. Heal and empower, inspire, but we're not going to do that. We have a shaman. Rogue, ranger. Yeah, but we're going for a paladin. We're definitely going for a paladin. I mean, we have to smite demons. We have to lead a crusade. What better man could lead a crusade than a paladin? So we need to be lawful, good alignment. So we can't do unlawful stuff. We have 3 main abilities. Smite evil. Paladin can choose an evil-aligned enemy creature and gain significant advantages against it, bolstering their chance to hit, damage output, and protection. This ability can be used a limited number of times per day. Lay on hands, healing allies or themselves, very important in a duel. Oh, as a paladin advances, they improve this ability, learning to remove various negative conditions. I mean, that's perfect for a duel, so you can remove negative effects on yourself. Divine Bond. Divine Bond allows the paladin to forge a connection to either an animal companion or a deity. Bond with an animal allows them to choose one of the available creatures who becomes their faithful companion, can wear barding, and advances along with the paladin. Bond with a deity lets the paladin empower their weapon. Prerequisites. Has one of the following features. Abada, Erastil, Iomide, Iorori, Sarenere, Shilin, Torak. I have no idea what that means. Maybe they're races or abilities? No atheism. Current value neutral. Yeah, youth recommended build. I have no idea what that means. Can we do our own build? So we have 2, 4, 6, 7 types of paladins. This game's ridiculously big. We have Divine Guardian. The Divine Guardian devotes herself to the protection and guardianship of one creature at a time, be that her liege lord, an allied cleric, or an innocent facing overwhelming danger at the hands of evil. The Divine Guardian devotes herself to the concerns of the material world, eschewing some divine studies. She does not gain access to divine spellcasting. Okay. Is that good or bad? Okay, Paladin proficiency, Smite Evil, Guardian Hand, removed. No lay on hands. No aura of courage, but courageous defense. Smite Evil, Mercy. This seems a bit like a support character. I'm not the biggest fan. Aura, another aura, Holy Champion. At 20th level, a paladin becomes a conduit for the power of her god. Her DR increases to 10 per evil, and whenever she channels positive energy or uses lay on hands to heal a creature, she heals the maximum possible amount. Oh, that's very powerful. We also have Divine Hunter. Most paladins rush into battle, meaning meeting evil toe to toe. The Divine Hunter prefers to engage evil from afar, striking down her foes before they can threaten her allies. So that's a ranged paladin. I don't want a range. I want a melee hunter. Melee paladin. We have a Divine Scion. A Divine Scion is a paladin who improves his battle prowess not only through faith but also through knowledge. They study their enemies to find the most efficient methods of dealing with them. Study target, but no smiting. Nah. We want to smite. Hospitaller. Paladins are known for their charity and for tending to the sick. The Hospitaller takes to this calling above all others, spending much of her time healing the poor. Okay, so This is also a support build. That's not my cue. A martyr. Every paladin's code instructs him to put the welfare of others before his own, but some paladins take this farther than most, shouldering the direst suffering of the world onto themselves in order to help others and inspiring their allies to achieve a height of valor, rather than seeking the glory for themselves. Stigmata. As a every ability has 10,000 words. For standard action. Bleeding Stigmata. Remove action. Oh my goodness, I don't have time for all of this. Stop. What? No. What? Dwarf. No. Stop. No. Stone Lord. No, I just want to read. Okay. A Stone Lord is a devoted sentinel of dwarven enclaves, drawing the power of the earth and ancient stone to protect her people. And we have a Warrior of the Holy Light. Some paladins use their gifts to focus on the holy light that shines within their souls. With the gift of purity and redemption, these paladins spend much of their lives helping others find the true path. Unleashing this power takes patience and comes at a steep price. This might be exactly what I want. Can smite, we can lay on hands. Divine grace, what is it? Alignment restriction. A paladin who ceases to be lawful good loses all paladin spells and class features. She cannot thereafter gain levels as a paladin until she changes the alignment back. Interesting, so this alignment seems to be very important. Aura of Courage, Divine Health. At 3rd level, a paladin is immune to all diseases, including supernatural and magical diseases, including mummy rot. Mercy. 3rd level, and every 3 levels thereafter, a paladin can select 1 mercy. Oh, so we can improve our lay hands ability. Power of Faith. 1 additional use of a lay on hand ability. I mean, this sounds like a support character again. Mercy, Smite Evil, more smiting, Mark of Justice. Paladin can expand 2 uses of her Smite Evil ability to grant the ability to smite evil to all allies for 1 minute. What? I can mark an ally and then that ally can smite? What? That's very interesting. Shining Light. Warrior of the Holy Light can unleash a 30-foot burst of pure white light. Evil creatures within this burst take damage and are blinded. Evil dragons. So they are evil dragons. Are there also good dragons? We will fight dragons? We will fight dragons, people! What? And we will fight outsiders and undead. Blindness is also... Oh, these games... Aura of Faith. Paladin's weapons are treated as good aligned for the purpose of overcoming damage reduction. Any attack made against an enemy within 10 feet of her is treated as good alignment for the purposes of overcoming damage reduction. More smiting, Aura of Righteousness. Holy Champion. I'm not sure if I want... this sounds great, but seriously, is this an offensive build? Nah. Divine Guardian. Protection at a time. Smite button, Guardian Hand. Heal wounds by touch. Oh, so we have to get in melee range. Lay on hands is probably... Oh! Also by touch. Smite Evil. You know what? Let's do Warrior of the Holy Light. Just from a story perspective, we will lead the crusades against a demonic horde. So, who could be better equipped to do that than a Warrior of the Holy Light? A paladin of everything that is good and holy. So, what is recommended build? Enabling the pre-made build will activate the auto level up for all your characters. No, I don't want that. So Warrior of the Holy Light it is. Next. Race. Okay, so there are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 races. And 2 genders. We have humans. Damn, look at... We're going to read all of that. This might take a while. I want to dive into this world, into this franchise. So, humans possess exceptional drive and a great capacity to endure and expand, and as such are currently the dominant race in the world. Their empires, plural, and nations are vast, sprawling things, and the citizens of these societies carve their names for themselves with the strength of their sword arms and the power of their spells. Humanity is best characterized by its tumultuousness and diversity, and human cultures run the gamut from savage but honorable tribes to decadent, devil-worshipping noble families in the most cosmopolitan cities. Human curiosity and ambition often triumph over their predilection for a sedentary lifestyle, and many leave their homes to explore the innumerable forgotten corners of the world, or lead mighty armies to conquer their neighbors simply because they can. The physical characteristics of humans are as varied as the world's climes. From the dark-skinned tribesmen of the southern continents to the pale and barbaric raiders of the northern lands, humans possess a wide variety of skin colors, body types, and facial features. Generally speaking, human skin color assumes a darker hue the closer to the equator they live. That makes sense. Oh, we have to choose these on our own. Well, that might be problematic. And elves. Oh, race traits. Feet. Okay, characters gain 1 feat at the first level and every 2 levels thereafter. Humans receive a bonus feat at first level. Skilled. And we have elves. Race traits. Keen senses. +2 racial bonus on perception checks. Elven magic, elven immunities, magic sleep effects, enchantment spell, weapon familiarity, proficient with longbows, longswords, rapiers, and short bows, and treat any weapon with the word elven in its name as a martial weapon. Racial heritage, various places and living conditions that create sub-races differing from their peers. They gain unique racial traits in exchange for losing some of the usual ones. The long-lived elves are children of the natural world, similar in many superficial ways to fey creatures, yet different as well. Elves value their privacy and traditions, and while they are often slow to make friends, at both the personal and national levels, once an outsider is accepted as a comrade, such alliances can last for generations. Elves have a curious attachment to their surroundings, perhaps as a result of their incredible long lifespans or some deeper, more mystical reason. Elves who dwell in a region for long find themselves physically adapting to match their surroundings, most noticeably taking on coloration reflecting the local environment. Those elves that spend their lives among the short-lived races, on the other hand, often develop a skewed perception of mortality and become morose, forlorn, the result of watching wave after wave of companions age and die before their eyes. Although generally taller than humans, elves possess a graceful, fragile physique that is accentuated by their long, pointed ears. Their eyes are wide and almond-shaped and filled with large, vibrantly colored pupils. While elven clothing often plays off the beauty of the natural world, those elves that live in cities tend to bedeck themselves in the latest fashion. We also have dwarfs. They are slow and steady. Base speed. Never modified by armor and encumbrance. Interesting. Stability. Combat maneuver defense when resisting a bull rush or trip attempt while standing on the ground. Hardy. Dwarves gain racial bonus and saving throws against poison spells and spell-like abilities. Defense training giants. Dwarves and gnomes gain a plus dodge bonus against monsters with a giant subtype. Hatred. Orcs and goblinoids. Dwarves gain racial bonus on attack rolls against humanoid creatures of the orc and goblinoid subtypes because of their special training against these hated foes. Keen senses as well. Dwarven weapon familiarity, racial heritage. Dwarves are a stoic but stern race. Ensconced. I've never heard that word before. In cities carved from the hearts of mountains and fiercely determined to repel the depredations of savage races like orcs and goblins. More than any other race, the dwarves have acquired a reputation as dour and humorless craftsmen of the earth. It sounds like Germany. It could be said that dwarven history shapes the dark disposition of many dwarfs. They reside in high mountains and dangerous realms below the earth, constantly at war with giants, goblins, and other such horrors. Dwarves are a short and stocky race, and stand about a foot shorter than most humans, with wide, compact bodies that account for their burly appearance. Male and female dwarves pride themselves on the length of their hair, and men often decorate their beards with a variety of clasps and intricate braids. A clean-shaven male dwarf is a sure sign of madness. Or worse, no one familiar with their race trusts a beardless dwarf. Tell that to Amazon. Amazon does not understand that female dwarfs have to have beards. Oh dearie. Gnomes. He incenses hatred, reptilian humanoids. There are reptilian humanoids, Giants, illusion resistance, gnome magic, obsessive, knowledge, world check, slow movement. Interesting, so dwarves also have slow movement, but at least their speed is never modified by armor or encumbrance. Gnomes, on the other hand, apparently, I mean, they're not as sturdy, and if they have to wear armor, they can't walk as fast. Gnomes trace their lineage back to the mysterious realm of the Fae, a place where colors are brighter, the wildlands wilder, seriously, the wildlands wilder, wow, and emotions more emotional, primal. Unknown forces, a bit redundant, unknown forces drove the ancient gnomes from that realm long ago, forcing them to seek refuge in this world. Despite this, the gnomes have never completely abandoned their Fae roots or adapted to mortal culture. As a result, gnomes are wildly regarded by the other races as alien and strange. Gnomes are all one of the smallest of the common races, generally standing just over 3 feet in height. I have no idea how much that is. I'm sorry, I do not talk in burgers per freedom equals squared. How much meter is that? Isn't 1 feet like 33 centimeters or something? Is this maybe 1 meter in height? I don't know what feet is. I don't measure in tree, food, or feet. My feet is supposed to be put into a shoe. I don't measure with my feet, so I have no idea. Their hair tends towards vibrant colors, such as the fiery orange of autumn leaves, the verdant green of forests at springtime, or the deep reds and purples of wild flowers in bloom. Similarly, their flesh tones range from earthy browns to floral pinks, frequently with little regard for heredity. Gnomes possess highly mutable facial characteristics, and many have overly large mouths and eyes, and an effect which can be both disturbing and stunning, well, depending on the individual. We have halflings. Frodo Baggins approves. Wait, halflings are even smaller than gnomes? Don't tell that to Pippin. They're fearless. Stacks with a bonus granted by halfling luck. Slow movement again, sure-footed. Athletics and mobility checks, halfling luck. Optimistic and cheerful by nature. Blessed with uncanny luck and driven by a powerful wanderlust. Yeah, that's definitely a homage to Tolkien's Hobbits, but powerful wanderlust, yeah, that's not the usual lust they feel. Normal hobbits are more for a second and third breakfast. Halflings make up for their short stature with an abundance of bravado and curiosity. At once excitable and easygoing, halflings like to keep an even temper and a steady eye on opportunity, and are not as prone as some of the more volatile races to violent or emotional outbursts. Even in the jaws of catastrophe, a halfling almost never loses his sense of humor. Halflings are inveterate opportunists. Unable to physically defend themselves from the rigors of the world, they know when to bend with the wind and when to hide away. Yet, a halfling's curiosity often overwhelms his good sense, leading to poor decisions and narrow escapes. Through their curiosity drives them to travel and seek new places and experience. Halflings possess a strong sense of house and home, often spending above their means to enhance the comforts of home life. Halfling, it sounds a bit like me. From all the races in the Tolkienish universe, halflings is fitting where I would fit in. Halflings rise to a humble height of 3 feet. They prefer to walk barefoot, leading to the bottoms of their feet being roughly calloused. Tufts of thick, curly hair warm the tops of their broad, tanned feet. Their skin tends toward a rich almond color and their hair toward light shades of brown. Light shades of brown, that's black. But never mind. A halfling's ears are pointed, but proportionately not much larger than those of a human. Alrighty. And we have half-elves. Oh, interesting. Oh, there is a difference. It looks more masculine. Half-elf. Keen senses, elven immunities. Elves have long drawn the covetous gazes of other races. Their generous lifespans, magical affinity, and inherent grace each contribute to the admiration or bitter envy of their neighbors. Of all their traits, however, none so entrance their human associates as their beauty. Since the two races first came into contact with each other, the humans have held up elves as models of physical perfection, seeing their fair folk idealized versions of themselves. For their part, many elves find humans attractive, despite their comparatively barbaric ways, drawn to the passion and impetuosity with which members of the younger race play out their brief lives. Sometimes this mutual infatuation leads to romantic relationships. Though usually short-lived even by human standards, these trysts commonly lead to the birth of half-elves, a race descended of two cultures yet inheritor of neither. Half-elves can breed with one another, but even these pure-blood half-elves tend to be viewed as outsiders by humans and elves alike. Half-elves stand taller than humans, but shorter than elves. They inherit the lean build and comely features of their elven lineage, but their skin color is dictated by the human side. White half-elves retain the pointed ears of elves. Theirs are more rounded and less pronounced. Half-elves' human-like eyes tend to range a spectrum of exotic colors, running from amber or violet to emerald green and deep blue. We have half-orcs. Interesting, so we can't choose pure orcs. Or pure-blooded orcs, only half-orcs. Maybe the normal orcs are evil. Intimidating. Racial bonus on persuasion checks. Yeah, orc weapon, martial ferocity. When a half-orc is brought below 0 hit points but not killed, he can fight on for one more round as if disabled. He immediately falls unconscious. Keen senses, blah. Half-orcs get the worst of both worlds. Still, while not exactly accepted, half-orcs in civilized societies tend to be valued for their martial prowess. They are usually forced to grow up hard and fast, constantly fighting for protection or to make names for themselves, feared, distrusted, and spat upon. Half-orcs still consistently manage to surprise their detractors with great deeds and unexpected wisdom, though sometimes it's easier just to crack a few skulls. Both genders of half-orc. Why the female versions? Just for good measure. Half-orc. Both genders of half-orc stand between 6 and 7 feet tall. Again, I don't measure in bananas. On washing machines. Seriously, I've seen a report where an American journalist tried to find a word to describe the length of an object, and instead of saying meters, he said 4.5 washing machines. It's just, what? They will measure in anything except that which makes sense. It's like they need to make 0 sense when measuring. I mean, it's very easy. 10 millimeters, 1 centimeter. 100 centimeters, 1 meter. 1,000 meters, 1 kilometer. 10, 100, 1,000. I mean, it doesn't get easier than that. Why make something that can be very easy overly unnecessarily complicated? It doesn't make sense. Okay. The canines often grow long enough to protrude from their mouth, and these tusks, combined with heavy brows and slightly pointed ears, give them their notoriously bestial appearance. While half-orcs may be impressive, few ever describe them as beautiful. She could be beautiful, even though her hairstyle is maybe... yeah. Well, it's fitting for a warrior, but beside that, maybe not so much. Arsimar. What the heck? What? His eyes are glowing. That's cool. Arsimars are humans with a significant amount of celestial or other good outsider blood in their ancestry. While not always benevolent, Arsimars are more inclined towards act of kindness rather than evil. Arsimar heritage can lie dormant for generations, only to appear suddenly in the child of 2 apparently human parents. Most societies interpret Arsimar births as good omens, though it must be acknowledged that some Arsimars take advantage of the reputation of their kind, brutally subverting the expectations of others with acts of terrifying cruelty or abject venality. Arsimars look mostly human except for some minor physical trait that reveals their unusual heritage. Typical Arsimar features a hair that shines like metal, unusual eye or skin color, or other unearthly marks of beauty. Light halo. Arsimars possess the ability to manifest halos. They can create a light centered on their head at will. I mean, it's obvious. We're going to choose an Arsimar. I mean, we're going for Warrior of the Holy Light, a Paladin, to preserve the realm of the living against demonic invasions. Obviously, this is what we will become. Celestial resistance. Arsimars have acid resistance 5, cold resistance 5, and electricity resistance 5. Question is just female or male? I mean, if we need to be a bulky warrior of the light, fighting meter-high demons, a male body could be useful. Tiefling. Simultaneously more and less than mortal, tieflings are the offspring of humans and fiends. Oh dear. With otherworldly blood and traits to match, tieflings are often shunned and despised out of reactionary fear. Most tieflings never know their fiendish sire, as the coupling that produced their curse occurred generations earlier. The taint is long-lasting and persistent, often manifesting at birth or sometimes later in life. Oh dear. As a powerful though often unwanted boon. Yeah. Despite their fiendish appearance and netherworld origins, tieflings have a human's capacity of choosing their fate, and while many embrace their dark heritage and side with the fiendish powers, others reject their darker predilections. Though the power of their blood calls nearly every tiefling to fury, destruction and wrath, even the spawn of a succubus can become a saint. What? And the grandchild of a pit fiend, an unsuspecting hero. Yeah, we're not going to be a fiend. Oh, even though it would be kind of interesting that a fiend, a creature of darkness as the warrior of the Holy Light leading the Crusades, but that would cause so many problems. Kind of like, as a fanfiction writer, I can see how many cool story ideas could evolve out of that, but that's not what we're going to choose. And of course, female fiend. A tiefling. And we have Oriat. Whoa. His hair looks lit. It's like a golem. Oriads are humans whose ancestry includes the touch of an elemental being of Earth, or somewhere along the line, often that of a shaitan genie. Stoic and contemplative, Oreads are a race not easily moved, yet almost unstoppable when spurred to action. They remain a mystery to most of the world thanks to their reclusive nature, but those who seek them out in their secluded mountain hideaways find Oreads to be quiet, dependable and protective of their friends. Dwarf-blooded? Energy resistant acid, so there's definitely acid. Dampier. Oh dear. The half-living children of vampires, birthed by human females, Dampiers are progenies of both horror and tragedy. The circumstances of a Dampier's conception are often called into question, but scarcely understood, as few mortal mothers survive the childbirth. Oh dear. Those who do often abandon their monstrous children and refuse to speak of the matter. It sounds terrible. While some speculate that Dampiers result when mortal women couple with vampires, others claim that they form when a pregnant woman suffers a vampire bite. Some particularly zealous scholars even contest Dampier's status as a unique race, instead viewing them as humans suffering from an unholy affliction. Indeed, the hypothesis is strengthened by Dampier's seeming inability to reproduce, their offspring inevitably humans, usually sorcerers with the undead bloodline. And we have Kitsune, a fox folk, a Vulpine shapeshifters known for their love of both trickery and art. Kitsune possess two forms, that of an attractive human of slender build, with salient eyes, and their true form of an anthropomorphic fox. Despite an irrepressible penchant for deception, Kitsune prize loyalty and make true companions. They delight in the arts, particularly riddles, Bilbo Baggins approves, and storytelling, and settle in ancestral clans, taking their wisdom from both living and spirits. Yeah, obviously we have to become Aasimar. Or Aasimar? Aasimar? I mean, obviously, celestial touch, people with at birth, reputation, the warrior of the holy light, leading the crusades against the force of darkness, obviously, Aasimar. Yes, this is it. Next. Heritage. Ooh, hello there. Most Aasimars do not exactly know where their celestial powers came from, and the similar qualities of many such celestially touched beings hint at a relatively indistinct or all-encompassing heavenly force in their lineage. Some, however, possess more unique traits and abilities inherited from their supernal forebears, attributes that hint at the precise type of celestial being that affected their ancestors. Interesting. So we have ordinary ones. We have Angelkin. They are mortal paragons of exceptional beauty, and they serve as exemplars of good and light, regardless of the myriad forms they may take. Racial bonus to strength and charisma, lore, magic device checks. Use the lesser restoration spell once per day. Emberkin, masters of fire magic, nah. Emberkin feel the dual pull of the Peri forebear as well as that of a fallen angel further down their ancestry, and wrestle with their urges to do both good and evil. Idilkin, Agathian-blooded. Bestial aspects, calm dispositions. Often act as peaceful intermediaries between lawful and chaotic agents of good. Oh, summon nature ally, leopard, giant frog, mites. Interesting. Lawbringer. Lawbringers are champions of justice and of doling out punishment to the wicked, and often believe chaos is the cause of all mortal suffering. What is hold person? A spell, target, enemy creature, 1 round level. Spell description. Paralyzed freezes in place. Muse touched. Zata blooded. Muse touched. Epitomize freedom and joy. Travel the world to liberate less fortunate individuals. Plume Kiss. It's a bit overwhelming, this game. There's so many options, but of course, awesome. Plume Kiss. Garuda blooded. The shimmering avian features make Plume Kiss instantly recognizable. Though they can act rashly, Plume Kiss never shirk their duty after making a commitment. What? No. Even though invisibility is cool. Of course, we're going to become angel blooded. Feats. Angel kin. Warrior of the Holy Light. Okay. Now let's class progression. Do I have to choose anything here? Level. Okay. Feet. Possible selections. Okay. Let's do background. Background selection. None urban hunters. So there are 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 backgrounds. We can... and we have sub-backgrounds. This game. What the heck? I'm already 40 minutes in. I need to make another episode. My voice needs recuperation. Just a couple minutes not talking. Damn, this... I'm spending hours creating a character because this game's ginormous. Okay. Until next year.